As the Dallas Mavericks are about to come out of the All-Star break, there's positive news for Dante Exum's return from right knee bursitis. The expectation is that he could return during the upcoming 4-game road trip. He's in the midst of a career year, averaging 9.2 points, 2.8 rebounds, and 2.8 assists. He filled in a major way for Kyrie Irving in the month of December and has generally filled in the starting role very effectively, averaging 14.5 points, 4.4 assists, and 3.6 rebounds in 14 starts this season. He's been a much improved shooter compared to his previous NBA stint. He's shooting 47.7% from beyond the arc and 57.1% overall. He's provided necessary defensive versatility as an on-ball defender while being another positive team defender with quality off-ball instincts to be able to elevate the unit as a whole. And before he became injured, he was actually solidifying himself as a starter on the wing alongside Kyrie Irving and Luka Doncic, but the team has since made roster changes and he still remains an intriguing piece to think about as the stretch run of the season is set to unfold. And I'm going to get into all the ways why that's the case. The improvement that Dante Exum has achieved as a spot-up player has been a significant element of his fit with the Mavericks. He's someone that's greatly improved his catch-and-shoot ability since the last time he was in the NBA. He attributes his multiple seasons in Europe as being a key factor in developing the confidence necessary to take those shots. He's continued to be efficient all the way through the All-Star break and has actually been one of the more effective players in the entire NBA on catch-and-shoot attempts in particular. He's generating 1.45 points per possession on catch-and-shoot attempts, tied for 7th among 283 players with at least 50 attempts. And it goes well beyond just catch and shoot. He's been very effective at attacking closeouts. This is very effective for the Mavericks whenever they're trying to make the defense pay, particularly when doubling Luka Doncic or sending help. Exum's able to attack to get all the way to the rim, or he's able to play off of 2 feet using a floater, a general short-range shot, and he also has the ability to find the open man if he does draw help, but most of these circumstances are favorable scoring chances for him since the defense is already out of rotation. Unlike a lot of floor spacers, Dante Exum has the ability to retreat back out if there isn't an option for a favorable outcome on the first attempt and then get back into an attack as he does here. He gets into a short-range pull-up around the nail and knocks it down. With his unselfish approach, it also leads to opportunities for the Mavericks to punish 4-on-3s with quality outcomes, even if it results in moving the ball a couple of times. After the short roller gets the ball here, Exum receives it on the wing. He draws the attention of the nail help after beating the closeout and gets the ball to Luka Doncic for a catch-and-shoot step-in shot. With Exum's improved shooting, some defenses respect him more as a shooting threat, creating opportunities for him to attack on the redrive. Here out of the 4-on-3, Luka getting doubled on a post-up. Exum moves the ball, finds the big on the flash. The ball pops and eventually finds Exum again. Trace Jackson-Davis makes a hard run out. Exum blows by him, gets into the paint, thinks about dumping it off to Lively, forces the defense to recover to Lively as a result, and creates a wide-open finger roll. Exum's the back screener and stack pick and roll on this play, flares out to the 3-point line, and Jonathan Kuminga is too aggressive on the run out. Exum's able to use a pause on the catch, force the commitment, rip through attack hard right, get into the paint, and before the defense is able to get into a position at the top of the charge circle, Exum is already extending, launching off 1 foot, getting into a right-hand scoop finish. Dante Exum presents the Mavs with another needed pick-and-roll creator, whether he's getting into the traditional ball screen with the big rolling to the rim and making a play out of that to either finish at the rim or throw a lob, get into a floater, all the regular sequences, he's capable of doing them all. He also presents the option of leveraging Luka Doncic as a ball screener, puts the defense in a very tough position since they like to stay attached to him. That gives the ball handler the opportunity to attack using their dominant hand, and then they can play out of that. If the low defender rotates and help like they do on this play, the spray out pass is an option to the weak side, and the ball will find the open shooter, as it does here for Jaden Hardy. It hasn't happened often, but one sequence that shows potential was Luka screening and playing out of the pick and pop during his 73-point game with Exum as the ball handler. On the pop, got right into the shot and knocked it down. There's a lot more options out of read and react situations that are available for the Mavs by having capable creators like Exum on the floor. If the first option isn't there, when a big like Derek Lively is playing out of the dribble handoff game, Exum can be another option to turn to, and here he gets downhill, draws nail help, finds an open shooter who then hits the shot. With the Mavs having some shooting threats with with gravity that the defense is not going to want to leave open. That creates the option of having Exum play out of double screener actions like the stack pick and roll play here. Hardaway is the back screener. In another situation where Exum could attack downhill, going right using his dominant hand, this puts the big in a tough position, and this results in a well-dialed up lob pass for the finish to Dwight Powell. Here he's playing out a double drag with Omax and Grant Williams as screeners. After Exum reads through his progression, he sees Williams open with the big staying in drop coverage and being sealed off by Tim Hardaway. Williams gets a shot off, wide open, knocks it down. Here's another play where the Mavericks are leveraging the gravity of their shooting threat. Hardaway out of a Spain veer screen where there's a double drag play. There's a lot of focus on this action. A lot of defenders tied up with them playing up in the action. And this leaves Exum wide open on the right side of the floor to be able to attack downhill using his size, plays off of two, and protects the ball, finishes at the rim. This effectively becomes a double drag play with Luka Doncic as a decoy screening as a first screener. Dwight Powell slips, clears out, Exum attacks downhill, and gets straight to the rim. Just another read and react decision where Exum makes the right play. Even with Rudy Gobert defending this double drag action, Exum attacks going to his right, stays patient, and gets into the finger roll. The Mavs try to put Nikola Jokic into the action by having his man Derrick Jones Jr. screen for Exum. He attacks downhill going right, doesn't have anything on the first attempt, and then just stays patient, gets into a quick back down, makes a move to the middle of the floor, and just raises up in short range and knocks it down. And that short range shot creation is another option that he has out of ball screens. Whether he's in the non-restricted paint area, he's able to stay patient, take what the defense gives him, and often defenses are willing to live with the shot, so he's able to take advantage if the rim's not an option. Dante Exum has provided a significant impact as a transition pace pusher, a decision maker on the open floor, whether he's using his size and finishing ability at the rim himself, or he's making a spray out pass to a shooter, or he's getting the ball to a rim running big that's available in the middle of the paint. Regardless of what the outcome is, he processes things very quickly, using his point guard skills with his floor vision and his passing talent to make the right decision and make the delivery with accuracy. He's more than capable of being patient, slowing it down, and waiting for the right opportunity to strike to get the ball to a teammate, as he does here with the teammate on the trail for a finish. He also has the athleticism to get out on a leak out himself, to get behind the defense and finish through contact if need be. Having this ball handler impact can create transition trailer opportunities for Luka Doncic to get catch and shoot looks or attack off the catch, and it also allows the Mavs to leverage the athleticism that they have with players like Derrick Jones Jr. being on the receiving end of passes, getting out on the break. When a play breaks down, Exum is capable of staying patient and attacking a mismatch. He's shown to be very effective using his in and out dribble to get downhill, open up the defender to create an advantage, and has the quickness to get into the paint, and has the size and finishing touch to be able to make a play even when help defense makes its presence felt. He's had some impressive isolation plays even after attacking Jared Allen on a switch. He attacks the middle of the floor, goes between the legs, uses a right to left crossover, dribbles across the paint, plays off of two, uses a step through, and finishes with his right hand. He even has the ability to get deep in the paint, uses frame against a big, and then use a short range jump shot shooting over the top. He has an intriguing balance between running the offense versus looking to be aggressive to score. On this action, there was a double wide pin down developing for Omax Prosper, and the entire weak side of the defense was focused on the action, having their back turned to the ball. So Exum made the proper read to blow by the defender and get to the rim for the scoop finish. That happened on this play again, with Derek Lively being a late addition to that action, looking to set double wide pin downs for Seth Curry. Exum uses the in and out dribble, blows by the defender, protects the ball, and finishes at the rim. This was arguably one of the most impressive plays that Exum had looking to score the basketball this season. He drew Paul George on a switch. He used an impressive change of pace out on the perimeter, turns the corner, doesn't have anything on the initial drive, retreats out to the three-point line, and then gets him using an in and out dribble before exploding to the rim for a finish. And he protects the ball, preventing him from being blocked on the recovery from George. Having another ball handling option with a point guard mentality allows the Mavericks to be able to deploy their superstars off the ball. This play against the Utah Jazz features Kyrie Irving setting a middle pin down for Luka Doncic, and this ended up, based off of the read that Luka made, essentially became a flare screen where he's flaring out to the three-point line with the defender trying to jump the screen, and this results a clean catch and shoot look look for Luka that he knocks down. The Mavericks played a little bit out of horns in this game with Luka and Kyrie. Once again, Kyrie screens for Luka, comes up for the ball, and has enough space on the catch to be able to get to the shot and knocks it down. This time out of stack pick and roll with Luka Doncic as a back screener. The Clippers switch off of Luka with Kawhi Leonard cutting off the dribble penetration. Exum makes this read immediately, gets the ball to Luka as he gets to the three-point line, looks to screen the recovering defender. Luka takes advantage of this as an opportunity to attack downhill and gets to the rim for a finish. Out of the wide action, Luka receives the ball from Exum and has space on the catch and knocks it down. Luka initiated this play, gives it up to Exum, and cuts through after Derek Lively sets a screen for him, who then flows into a pin down for Kyrie Irving to curl off of and has space on the catch to get into the shot and knocks it down. Another option for the Mavericks has been to get into quick get actions with Exum. This is often a focus when the opposing team is trying to put a big on Exum, which puts that defender into the action with two skilled guards looking to punish the defense. Here, Kyrie Irving brings the ball up, passes it ahead to Exum, who then shovels it back to him on the handoff, and Irving has space on the catch with Walker Kessler having to get out on him to contest after being in drop coverage. A similar situation here against the Rockets. It's not a big this time, it's just Jalen Green, a defender that the Rockets were trying to hide. Irving gets the ball on the handoff and is able to attack the switch, plays out a triple threat, rips through, attacks baseline, and throws off the defender's timing on the help rotation by playing off of 2 feet. The low defender jumps, and Irving is able to make a really acrobatic reverse finish. With Exum having great feel for the game as a point guard, he's able to make the right decision in read and react situations. Paul George is looking to top block Kyrie Irving on the handoff to break up the first option out of the sequence. Irving rejects the handoff and drifts to the corner. Exum throws a bounce pass, and with Daniel Tice involved in this action, Paul George had to cover a lot of ground with the big and drop coverage. Irving had enough of a window to get the shot off cleanly and converted. This is another instance of Irving rejecting the handoff after being top blocked, but this time he cuts backdoor and is able to play out of short range, uses a pound dribble into a spin move, and takes the short range jumper and knocks it down. Dante Exum provides quite a bit of impact defensively as well. He's an aggressive on-ball defender who's willing to pick up full court, uses good positioning to avoid fouling, and is going to use his long wingspan to be able to contest shot creators when they're trying to get separation and get into their shot motion. He did that against Steph Curry numerous times against the Warriors this season, whether he was trying to break him down off the dribble or come off of off-ball screening actions getting into the shot. Exum in general has a clear understanding of the importance of tight closeouts. Curry likes to stay active off the ball, even on this handoff. Exum makes an effort to get around it, keeps a hand up high, does his best to pressure Klay Thompson, forces a miss on the shot. On an isolation possession against Kevin Durant, he held his own, walled up on the drive left, kept a hand high early, and contested the 7-footer and contested the near 7-footer trying to get into the shot, and it was a miss. A similar situation against Anthony Edwards, who was trying to play out of the triple threat with jabs to create an advantage. Before getting into a pull-up, Edwards had to fade away and missed it. Having a big guard with length provides a lot of options for a pick and roll defense, and with a rim protector, it's easier to funnel guards into the rim protection where Lively's able to use his length, blow up the play in the paint, or at least heavily pressure. It also creates an option for the Mavericks to have the ability to survive plays when the big has to recover back to the original assignment. A small guard may be able to be easy to score on in such a situation like this, where Bradley Beal is looking to play out of a spin move, but Exum has the size and the length to get a stop on this possession. With Exum being an aggressive on-ball defender, he's more than capable of recovering and closing space after the ball handler makes a move to get into a shot creation sequence. Here, he leaves his feet on the contest without fouling, leaves Anthony Edwards without a great place to go with the ball, resulting in a turnover. Next, with a ball screen rejection, he makes a play on the ball, pries it loose for Max Strus, and goes the other way. Also against Max Strus, he did a great job of icing the screen to prevent him from coming off the screen going right, prompting him to go left, had a rim protector to be able to anchor the paint, and now this is an awkward right-handed floater for a right-handed player going away from the basket. Once again, he's persistent, recovers on the initial move with Karis LeVert trying to play out of a push crossover. He gets into a short-range spot where he has to deal not only with Exum's recovery, but Derek Lively is using his length to contest a shot, and this is a bad miss. Exum helps the Mavs execute team defense well. Here he helps the helper with Lively looking to protect the rim, and blows up the drop-off pass to Jarrett Allen, resulting in a turnover. In general, Exum is an unselfish teammate. He's willing to take contact, whether he's taking a charge against Karl Towns or he's trying to wall up Devin Booker in the paint and ends up getting a stop. He's willing to make those sacrifices. Exum is also unselfish in the regard that he's willing to get out on shooters with effort, and that's important for completing plays, especially if there's a rim protector on the floor. It allows the focus to be on rebounding as opposed to making unnecessary rotations. Exum makes a concerted effort to run back hard on defense often, and he serves with his length and his size as a rim protector, whether he's handling a 2-on-1 and blowing it up on a lob pass like he did on this play, or he's just walling up a finished attempt. He's more than capable of serving as that quasi-rim protector in those situations. He's also someone who has great instincts as an off-ball defender. Here he helps the helper with Kevin Durant getting doubled. He takes away the option of throwing the ball to the dunker spot, which protects the rim, and knowing that the ball is likely going to end up in Devin Booker's hands at the weak side, Exum prevents it from happening and the Mavs go the other way. He's also just genuinely disruptive, as I mentioned earlier, not just in contesting shots, but in just ripping the ball loose or forcing uncharacteristic turnovers from offensive players. James Harden's being doubled here, and Exum just gets a hand on it, rips it loose. Even just getting a simple hand on a pass can force the ball to bounce off someone's shoe and go out of bounds like it does against Matisse Thybulle. Even getting just a hand up in space where an offensive player is looking to make a dribble move can result in them just losing the ball, like D'Angelo Russell did on this play too. And back to that off-ball defense, Desmond Bane decides not to come up for the handoff, tries to backdoor cut, and Exum recovers, breaking up the pass before it ever arrives. Jaren Jackson Jr. is in the paint and becomes victim of Exum's instincts and quick hands, has the ball on the block, tries to make a play against a smaller defender, but gets the ball ripped instead. If you watch this video all the way through, I appreciate you for doing so. And if you could like this video, subscribe to my channel, share the video if you want, I'd greatly appreciate it. There'll be more content like this throughout the rest of the Mavericks season and as long as I cover the team.